We were given and asked to recommission by Rory, one of our subscribers, a 1984 Suzuki Katana 750.
So do I get my kit off?
So what would you like to see with the Katana then?
I'd like to see it back on the road.
Sadly, Rory recently passed away, but that's just made us more determined to get the bike finished, recommissioned in his honour.
Back to sleeping in cars, sleeping under the stars.
Thanks to some wonderful subscribers, we now have all the parts we need to finish this project. So we're really excited to get it finished, and we've ramped up all our efforts. There's a few things I need, just for time being, just before I can do any more jobs on Katana. So I'm going to nip out to local bike spares. I'm sure they'll have a couple of bits that I need in stock. It's really important to use local bike stockists. That's why I always go to my local one, which is nearest one to me, Sid Smith's. In 5 years' time, they might not be there. It might just be internet shopping. And when you want something now, like today, they're always there and they're always open. I don't have any brake pipe unions. There's, I think, about 3 missing. So I'm just going to borrow this one for rear brake, and then we'll nip to a local bike place and get us some more. I want 3 at least, so I'll buy 5. Little DT100, a cool little bike that is. So it's a lovely day. Looks like summer's finally here. Well, it's spring. I need to go and get some parts. So let's take the old dog. Oh, my old dog.
I'm rolling stone to the beat of the drum, and I don't know where it's coming from. The man in the street, he can't stop the vibe. He's been breaking his back, working in the beehive, and I don't think if I what I gotta jump back on the ladder all the way to the top, because this is war. Better choose a side, by gonna fight for your free ride, a cheap and nasty time to make us feel alive. I'm looking for a free ride, a cheap and nasty time to make us feel alive.
So we had a couple of choices when we left Sid Smith's, to go straight back to the unit, or to go out and enjoy this beautiful day on a classic 2-stroke bike. What do you think we did? Bought this bike just under 2 years ago, rebuilt it, recommissioned it, got it registered for this country, and rode it 500 miles around Scotland. All the videos are on our YouTube channel, so we'll leave a playlist in the description. They just make so much sense. It's tax exempt, MOT exempt, and so much fun.
Ride a cheap and nasty time to make us feel alive. I'm looking for a free ride, a cheap and nasty time to make us.
When the weather's nice, this is genuinely my daily rider around Sheffield. So if you do see me with a dog on the front, always give me a wave. Next job, clutch. We need to get an operating clutch. So there's a few things I need to do. I need to first clean up a few of these unions. I bought a brand new one from Sid Smith's. He's only got one, so I've had to go and rescue a few others off the donor bike, which I've got in storage. Really difficult to get to. So that's why I don't often go and borrow parts off that bike, because it's well stacked away. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So I'm going to just blast these, give these a little clean. Got my safety squints on. It's literally just to clean these up, just to make them look tidier. Tiny bit of corrosion on these. No, I'm going to need to use a wire brush because the corrosion on it, it's really rough. Let's persuade it to come on. Right, clean. 1 fitting, two fittings, So, let's get this fitted. Alright, so I've got to try and figure out how this fits now. I'm assuming because that's got a little, or what used to be a boot, I think the boot fits over the grip side. So, let's try it like that. Should be self-explanatory, I think. Oh, right, so there's a little lump of rubber here, which is probably to stop chafing, and then there's a little clamp on frame there. So I'm assuming that goes in there, which would make sense. Yeah, that's about right. The geography of that is about right. So if that fits in, we are golden. Ah, there's another one there. So I'm in the right ballpark. So If I feed that through the frame there, see, because I didn't strip this down, there's no way for me to know where things were before. They don't want to open up, but that's definitely how it fits. 100%. There he goes. Oh, yeah. So the geography is perfect for it. There's no elbow on it, so it's not supposed to fit one way and not t'other. So let's stick a union in that, get that sealed up. Copper washer either side. And yeah, we did decide to rebuild the clutch master cylinder and not fit the Brembo one, just because we want to use as much of the original stuff as we can. So that's that. We can leave that just balanced there, and then we'll work on opposite side. Now the slave cylinder, let me show you. So with the slave, we'll just give that a little clean up before we start. Now I don't have plus gas yet, but we need to get rid of all this GT85 stuff anyway. So, but we are going to be a plus gas, not sponsored channel, but it's going to be our go-to penetrating fluid of choice, just because Rory told me off. No bars, you use plus gas. I can hear his voice. Alright, so these two bolts I'm assuming hold the slave cylinder in, and then these two are holding this cover on back. So let's get the cover off back first. I'm gonna need the impact screwdriver. Hate these JS fasteners. Impact driver, left thread, press it in, right thread. We want left thread because it's coming out. Drop it in, twist it, give it a sharp bosh, and it undoes. Brilliant little tool they are. If you don't have one of them in your toolbox, I'll leave you a link to one of them in the description. Now that looks awful. Let's get you down here. That looks awful inside there. Now hopefully that will move, but we've got spiders and all sorts. Ugh, look at that. Horrendous. Now if I can get that to move, I think it may damage the seals as it rolls over that rough internal bore. Now we do have another one of these on the donor bike. So if this is too bad that we can't rescue it, we will just swap it out with the other one. If that works, we don't even know if that one works. Let's get that out. That doesn't want to come out. That's looking ominous. Now with these, the bleed nipple, when these are stiff like that, sometimes the best thing to do with them is just give them a little tighten up. Sounds counterintuitive, but that just opens up the threads a little bit. And that's tightened. Right, there you go. It's starting to move, but these are so prone to snapping, and when they snap like that, that's tightened up again. So let's give it another spray. It is moving. So that's pause. What we can do is move it in a little bit, a bit more, out again, as far as it'll go. It's nipped up again, but I can see a little dry spot. So if we just keep doing that, I can feel that actually loosening already. Yes, it's coming out. Oh, dear me. Look at the state of that. What a mess. So that's going to want a new one anyway. We can't go putting that back in. So now that should just pop out. Yeah, get a screwdriver behind that, I'm sure. I've got a little ruler with the end snapped off it, so it doesn't matter if I pry it, because I can hear my dad there. Don't use that as a pry bar. Already used it as a pry bar, Dad, and broke it, so. Oh, there it goes. One slave cylinder. So let's clean that out. Try and get rid of that corrosion, then we'll push the piston in, clean it up as much as we can, and then try and push the piston back out so it doesn't damage seals. If I can try and save seals, I'd rather save them than damage them, because I'm tired. Right, a little bit of Scotch-Brite. Oh, straight away that came up. That's 100 times better straight away. So I think we'll be able to save this. It's cleaned up lovely. I think that's going to live. We do need to get that piston out of there. So let me Spray a bit of that in. Screw this back in, and then we'll put some air pressure in it and see if we can get the piston to come out. I think this is going to come out dead easy, to be fair. You can see the top of the piston, so it's right buried in the bottom. And this should come out quite easily, I think.
Mate. This is a funny old world. When posh lights we got to size 0 girls. You do something with meaning, but probably leave it.
Not moved. Alright, let's get some of that in.
But you just have to accept that you're not loving no more.
And we'll give it a little knock.
It's an old man, you're not loving no more. So why is it not mine to be on?
Let's move down anyway. There is a little spring behind it, so.
You're not loving no more.
Well, it has moved because you can see the tide mark. You see it? So it's moved, but it's only moved the wrong way. I can see the back of the piston there, so I wonder whether I can actually put something in there and give it a bit of a push. But I don't want to damage those seals. So what do? I'm going to make a cup of tea and think about it. Alright, so I've got a bigger screwdriver and I can just see the bottom edge of this piston through here. So, and I can just get enough on it just to give it a little bend. Now I might damage the piston. There you go, that's moved. Right, that's moved. So it's moved up a little bit. So now if I just keep doing what I was doing, so up and then knock it back down again. Oh yeah, that went down miles. There's a little spring behind it. I'm not sure how it works, but there's like a spring section behind it. So if I can just avoid hitting that spring section and keep it on the edge of the piston, it should move out. Oh, there you go, that's moving. Yep, it's moved out way again. So I'll just keep doing that. Just wet it down some more. Right, so this is what I like to call the okey pokey method. You push your piston in, squeeze out your piston out. Ah! Do the okey pokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. So that's working now then. That's actually moving in an oot. So hopefully now it's unseized. I can just put some compressed air in it and boosh! Hopefully this time not hit myself straight in the naughty lolly with the piston, which is what I did with the rear brake cylinder. Alright, and all the assembly's out now. Beautiful, look at the state of it. So that needs a good clean up. The seal don't look too bad. I'm just going to lube it, free it up, lube it, put it back together again. Because obviously that's what this channel is about. I know there are probably a lot of people who are saying I shouldn't be doing it that way. And I agree, I shouldn't be doing it that way. If this was a project that I was restoring, completely restoring, I wouldn't do it this way. But I think everybody's got the hang of what the channel's about now, which is basically rebuilding old bikes, repairing what you've got, and just getting them roadworthy. Just rescuing them, just recommissioning them. Because these bikes, some of them, if you've got a bike in your garage at home and it's been there for 10, 15 years, it deserves to see it road again. There might not be that much wrong with it. So go and dig it out tomorrow. Go and dig it out and then leave us a comment and say, yeah, I've dug it out, I've got my spanners out, I'm going to try and get it going. Just do it. And if not, if you want us to do the bike for you, give it a once over and get it going, get it back on road, give us a shout, because that's more channel, that's more content for the channel. So we will be looking for something once we've got this Katana back on road, which shouldn't be a long time now, probably 2 weeks at the most. I think I might set myself a deadline because I get a little bit relaxed on things. When I come home from work, I don't really want to be starting working on bike, but if I've got a deadline to meet, I'm sure I will do it. I think probably 3 weeks is a fair deadline with the time that I've got available. And also I've got to do my TRS trials bike as well. I've got to repair the mains on that. So again, if you want to see me repair the mains, which is basically crack the entire engine apart on my TRS. It's a 2018 bike, it's not a classic, so a lot of you might not be into that. But I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to put it on the channel. So let us know if you want to see that or not. Right, so I'm just going to put a bit of Scotch-Brite down this, clean out the bore of the cylinder, Oh, that's coming up lovely. Yeah, this is going to work. It's going to rescue. Thanks for your comments, by the way, about the patina and what I should do with the patina. Someone said that they would love to see it fully restored. I agree. I'd love to see it fully restored, but we just don't have that kind of budget. To fully restore this bike to showroom condition, we'd be looking at least 5 grand. If every one of these videos got 100,000 views, or even 200,000 views, we still wouldn't have the budget to complete that as a project. So that's not ever going to happen. I hear what people are saying about getting it looking nice by painting the bits that are available to paint and that look kind of rough. But I do want to show that this bike has been neglected for 31 years. And that was the idea when I first started rebuilding it. That's what I wanted to do. Just get it mechanically perfect and leave the look exactly as it was. Just to show that it was neglected once upon a time and we breathed life back into it. I think that's kind of important. And I might take it to a few shows so people can see it if they want to. And it would be nice to just have the original 31-year abandoned in a barn patina. I'm still torn on it. I don't know what to do. But leave us a comment anyway. Try and encourage me one way or another. That is looking a lot better. There's still a little bit in the bottom that I've got to let me show there. Alright, so look how clean that is now. But there you go. There's a little line. That's obviously where the piston's been sitting with some moisture in it. So we've got to try and get rid of that. Gone. Right, let's get this larruped up with some rubber grease. Not too much rubber grease because you just end up bleeding it out of the system. But just enough to wet everything down and let the rubber slide in a bit easier. Because what you don't want to do at this stage is nick the seal up, man. Just a light coating of rubber lube. So there you go. Beautiful. Oh, look at that now. Look at the action on that. Absolutely perfect. An erotic piston action. Right, let's get that whack back in. Pumps just to get rid of the bits of air in master. There. Shot me fluid all over my arm. Brilliant.
Forgot to be the monster, sabotage the beast, siphon petrol out of the machine, caught disease from the cash injection. And if you're not
oh god. Right, point lid on.
Everyone in him can listen and try to decipher, it's hopeless they're winning. One of these days you're sure to find that the muscle gonna long and be fat. Now they can life power.
You definitely got something wrong. Something wrong. That's probably the name of a Chinese kit that we bought. Something wrong. I can see fluid circulating inside the reservoir when I pull the lever in, which shouldn't be happening. The fluid should be getting trapped in the cylinder and forced down the pipe, but it's not. It's going back into the reservoir. So in the words of Roscoe P. Coltrane, it's good news, because we've still got air bubbles coming out, but for the first time in 31 plus years, this bike has a clutch. It took some bleeding, and if I'm dead honest, I didn't catch it all on film because I was so confused. I put on the other master cylinder, this bimbo one, because I couldn't get this one to bleed up, and it was my fault, I admit it. From the repair kit, I put the spring and seal in the wrong way, so it was totally my fault. I'm a total muppet, but I've figured out what I did wrong, put it right, and instantly got myself a clutch. So that's another job down. Right, so I want to strip down this one and put that stanchion in that leg. Don't need to take that off. I'm going to need to take that off because I'm going to replace seals in there replace seals and oil in there. So we already slacked off the top bolt, and it was damaged, so I'm going to have to replace that anyway. The other thing that holds it in is that little bolt at the bottom there, and then there should be a circlip just underneath this wiper seal, and then hopefully we can just use it as a slide hammer and slide the whole thing out.
Optimist, living life, and if it's not alright in the world outside and it's of no consequence to the real good time, I'm blissfully blind.
Yeah, it's inside. Inside here you can see the seal. It's all misshaped. You can see there's a little circlet. If I'm honest, I don't know what this does. Whether this is just damping or rebound or it's just... That went everywhere! Great! Bit of slide hammer job. It seems to have got a spring on top. Oh! It's showing his juice, Connor! What the? Coming now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Just seal it and pull it.
Yeah. That's it. They're them two washers. Wave washers. 3 washers. Alright, so we've got another top hat and some of these wave washers.
Yeah.
We'll put them back in the new fork leg. Well, I'm saying the new fork leg, the new old fork leg. Yeah. Drop that one in. Like that. Oh, I've dropped it in oil again. It's not funny. It's not. I'm going to wash it all again now.
Do you know, I'm so sad.
You will be sad in a minute.
It weren't on camera.
It was on camera, it's there.
It might not be finished off.
So a quick glance at the service manual that Stuart had sent us, make sure everything were in position, and then started fitting the seals.
Don't know if you guys can hear this, but that's a saxophone. Bass is coming. That is Smiling Ivy, and they're practicing 2 doors away behind that wall. And they've got a new single coming out soon. I just want to thank these guys because they give me 90% of the music I use on these videos. But, so we've got a fork in the vise, and I've come across a bit of a problem because I had a seal driver, but I thought it was universal and I could use it for all different things, but this one apparently does not want to work. Broken. So, in true Sheffielder style, we have to make do amend. I've been to Tool Station and bought some PVC piping. Now, I took the seal, the old seal with me, and got it measured up, and I think I've got it right. This little coupler is the size of the seal. Out of dimension. But then you've got a bit of a problem because not only does it wobble around like that, you can't get it central, that you can't hammer it in from the top. And so we got some pipe that will fit into that. So when we put that on top, it don't move around and it will knock it in perfectly. And we'll be able to get the hammer on top of it and knock it in. Seal's in position. It's covered in red grease. Let's give it a knock. Is he going? No.
Life right all the time.
Starting to move. Put it this way, I don't think I'd get that out too easy now if I tried. But it is destroying the top of the pipe, so I'm going to have to use a heavier hammer. Slash mallet. So let's use mallet, give it a quick whack in there. Bunch. Oh, it's going now. way more effort than I think we should be using though. Okay. Just turn the back of the seal up. Pretty much all the way around as well, it's torn it. Let's get that back in vice, drag it out. All the outer has been pulled back, which is worrying. There's no damage on the outside. I'll just get a little round file and I'll just take the very edge off that, because that's what's causing us the issue. Just put a very delicate little chamfer right on the very edge, and then it won't slice into the seal. That is if we've got the right seal. We might not have. No, that should be going in by now. I'm pretty sure that must be wrong seal's just too big.
Okay, so this is the old seal that I took out. This is the new seal that we got. You put them really close together like that, and you look at the edge. You see it's a tiny, tiny little bit bigger. And that was the problem all along. And if you look at this seal, this is the one that I've just tried bashing in, and look how bad that is. It's turfed all the edge of the rubber up. So obviously that, we can't use that now. But the reason why we can't use that is because it's the wrong goddamn seal. I've been on Tinternet, some new seals. This is just a seal kit, Katana seal kit that I bought, which I should have bought in the first place, to be fair. Comes with some rubber grease, some wiper seals, and these, if you see, they're the right size. Now, I didn't realise what had happened until I put a micrometer on them, because these ones, they are 49.2 millimeters, and these are 50 millimeters. They're the ones that I've been trying to bray in 50 millimeters into a 49.2 millimeter hole. So it's like a Blacks on Blondes video, but it's just not going to fit ever. So now we've got the right seals, let's get these bashed in. Now we've got the right seals. Right then, this now should seat just nicely. So let's take a bit of this rubber grease, get our new correct seals. The 49.2 millimeter ones, not the 50 millimeter ones. You don't have to do this. It's just a bit of a safety net. Just stops the top of the fork from nipping the seal. Take my special tool that I built just for the job. Oh, it fits absolutely perfect. Scotch. That's more like it. Almost there. And this washer just sits on top of the seal and stops the metal from the circlip from actually touching the seal, and just holds it down a little bit. So now, fingers crossed, that should just click in. Dead easy. Shove it in with a screwdriver. Satisfying click coming up. There it is. And that's it. Perfect. All right, the other thing I've got to do then is refit this adjuster. Might fit the gold one. I prefer the look of the gold one. Yeah, even though the gold one is a little bit corroded, I prefer the look of that one. So we're going to use that one. Let's see if I've got some of these O-rings. My Australian buddy Stuart, he told me these go flat if they sat for any length of time, and they will leak, so definitely change them. And they are flat as well. They're really flat, them O-rings. So let's have a little look in my magic O-ring box. Yep, looks like the one. So 2 of those, please. I'll drop that in oil. Best way to lubricate your ratchet spanners is to drop them in the tub of suspension fluid. Oh no! When you just have one of those days. 2 new seals out of the seal box. 1 seal, 2 seals. I can just take a minute just to remind you how important it is that you like and comment this video, please. And if you do enjoy this video and you're not subscribed, just nip down and press it. It's free.
Boys fast, the boys arrive at last with ease. Some hash and new sex, sexual heights to be there. Discovered fast, and Sally starts to think that this ain't a scene with no underwear.
Bumper something over here. Just heading into socks. That's 200. And then we need 59, not 60, not 60. 59 millilitres. Compressed springs to the bottom. Let's send some love out to everybody who's bought us a coffee. So Kev Atherton, Pete, Kev Suster and Brent. Thanks a lot, guys.
And then things start to get out of control.
Now it feels like we're getting somewhere.
Crazy, rampaging, says this game is only ending when I say so. Disappears to the kitchen.